by the way, there's also a severe thunderstorm warning off to our north and west throughout Montgomery, Fulton, and southern Hamilton counties. Don't mean to ignore you folks, but this right now, it takes precedence. So let's take a quick shot of this storm as it continues to move a little bit farther now to the east and southeast. It's taken more of a turn. I would expect that the Weather Service will probably extend this tornado warning into Litchfield County in Connecticut, but we will continue to track it until it is out of our area. Of course,
rain, go away, come again some other days, all day long.
Well, you know, I think a lot of people in the beginning of the month, it's time to pay the check. You know what I mean? After what we had with a gorgeous stretch, but right now it is anything but gorgeous out there.
And straight line winds can do as much damage as an EF1 and sometimes even an EF2 tornado. So I don't want people to say, oh, well, it's just straight line winds, we're fine. That's not the case. If you are in northern Berkshire County right now, coming through Rensselaer County and then extending, as I said, back to the west from there across the three-way.
We're going to start to get into a little bit more squally weather here as the eye of Irene approaches the coast of New York City. A little batch of showers this afternoon, and then this that just kind of showed up here as we headed through about the 9 o'clock hour. I was watching this on the radar and going, geez, that's really something else, and starting to see some of those things really blossom out. So I just looked out the door off to the east, and sure enough, a couple of lightning flashes. And
now, your first warning forecast with meteorologist Jason Gough.
You want to talk about a lightning photo? Check this out. This was actually taken Saturday night down at Queeman's Landing from Yanni's. So probably out on the deck there, maybe having a little bit of their good calamari and looking out over the Hudson River. But look at that shot there by Jeff. That is a wonderful photograph from Saturday night. And undoubtedly some more opportunities to get some lightning pictures here tonight. Of course, just be careful doing so. Stay snowfall, about a 7-to-1 ratio. Great for making snowballs. For News Channel 13, I'm meteorologist Jason Gough.
And now let's get a check on that first warning forecast with meteorologist Jason Gough.
Hi, Jess and Jim, and a very good evening to you. We've got some showers that are making their way in from the west. Nothing terribly heavy at the moment, but right now we do have some showers that are extending from the southern portions of the Adirondacks back across the Mohawk Valley into the Schoharie Hills and out 88 from there. But as we expand the view out a little bit more, some real nasty weather making its way through western New York State. Fortunately for us, it's taking more of a right-hand turn and heading into Pennsylvania. So this is something that we will not have to deal with tonight, although we could have to deal with a couple of rumbles of thunder here and there and a quick burst of some rain as we roll on through the overnight hours. So what's the word into the morning? With the rain in the overnight, still a couple of leftover showers. That's what we'll have to deal with in the morning, but they'll be moving out and the humidity will be on the rise as we head through the morning, and summertime will show up. So our bus stop forecast characterizes that. Again, scattered clouds around with a few leftover showers. Temperatures, though, into the low 60s, so certainly we'll call that mild and muggy. Well, the humidity will stick around, but we will be anything but mild as we wrap up the work week. So we need to get into all the details on that, and also the opportunity for some severe weather exists tomorrow afternoon. I'll outline what you can expect and when, and what we might have to deal with those storms, too, all coming up. Benita, it really is. I personally have never seen anything like this before. I want to tell you what our trip entailed today. We came from the station this morning. We made our way over to Springfield. Our original goal was to make it into downtown. We passed by the Basketball Hall of Fame. Really no damage that we could see there, but we certainly passed a lot of tree trucks and fire trucks. Downtown was hit hard. There were a lot of National Guardsmen there, a lot of Massachusetts State Troopers there as well. Our photographer and I, Matt and I, climbed up on a roof actually and had a nice aerial view of the downtown to be able to see what the devastation was. We saw a demolition crew taking down buildings, and doing so rather quickly because they were afraid of them collapsing on their own. They made short work of that. But this neighborhood, though, Benita and Jim, is remarkably different. There are a lot of people that are walking around just sort of in a state of disbelief, as you can imagine. Pictures never do justice to the amount of devastation that's around here. We've got trees down on houses. Backs of entire houses are just gone. We talked to one fella just up the road here who said that he lost part of his house from a deck that had flown off another house from down the street. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the Weather Service classifies this tornado as. But certainly the devastation here is something unlike what you would see in Springfield. I did a little bit of research before I left this morning. There are 36 Springfields in the United States. There are Springfields in Texas and places like Missouri and Tennessee and Nebraska, even Wisconsin. Springfield's where you might expect to see a tornado, not so much here in western Massachusetts. Now, coming up live at 6, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit more touring of this neighborhood. There's a high school just over the pond that has been completely torn apart that some folks have had us go over to check out. So we're going to do that. We're going to talk to some more residents, and we'll be right back here tonight with some more on this devastating tornado coming up live at 6 o'clock.
Let's go straight to meteorologist Jason Gough with those details. Hi, Jason.
Hey, Jess, and a very good evening to you. Indeed, we're tracking some pretty decent showers and thunderstorms now that are making their way in from central New York State. And before I stop this loop here, I want you to notice the last couple of frames. See how these storms are starting to fire up just to the south of this line? That is what we're going to continue to have to deal with as this gets a little bit closer to us. So as of right now, what Jess was just mentioning, the 3 counties that are under a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:30, so for about another 50 minutes or so, all of Hamilton, Fulton, and Montgomery counties, undoubtedly these warnings will be expanded a little bit farther to the east as this line progresses to a little bit farther to the east as well. But some pretty gusty winds coming out of these. Also some very heavy rain, perhaps even a little bit of hail now in northern Otsego County based on that little radar return right there. So it's been a relatively quiet day thus far. The evening will not end up very quiet after all is said and done. We'll be tracking this line that'll be making its way through. After that, almost on cue, fall shows up for just a little while. Have all the details in your forecast back in just a few minutes.
I'm glad to see you got the spring jacket memo today.
We both did. I mean,
Color
it's so
coordinated.
funny. I haven't worn this puppy since about October. Yeah. I had to drag it out of the closet, though. It's just too nice of a day out there today.
Beautiful day for it.
Indeed, with lots of sunshine around. And check out this weather photo just to kind of put too fine of a point on that. That's our pal Neil Listano sent that to us. This is Rumor Trail up at Gore Mountain. Lots of moguls there and some wonderful spring skiing all across the region with all the snow that we had. And we haven't had any real big warm-ups as yet. Again, today the warmest day that we've had since mid-November. National Grid first warning cam as we're looking north there on Broadway. A little bit busy there. Folks coming and going from work and school. 55 degrees still with a light breeze out of the west at 5 miles per hour. And we'll make another stop down to the south. 57 in Albany. Also a light breeze there out of the northeast at just about 4 miles per hour. The wind will stay down tonight. A nice night to be out and about if you have any plans to do so. Another nice day in the offing for us here tomorrow. Not quite as high temperature-wise as it was today, but still we'll find our way well up into the 50s in most spots as we head on into the afternoon. After that, though, kind of a downhill turn in the weather as you might expect. Up and down, in fact. Of course, that is the month of April for us. And here is that temperature ride. Mid-50s for a high tomorrow. 51, though, on Friday. Down to 46 on Saturday. Kind of a dreary day with some scattered showers around. A pretty healthy breeze as we get into the weekend. More sun on Sunday, 53. Then we'll see our temperatures boosting up again before really dropping down. A cold front coming through looks to cool us off as we head into this time next week. But again, spring's here, folks. Satellite radar composite. We had a little disturbance that zipped its way through here as we headed into the morning hours. It's down to our south. Now headed out to sea and taking the clouds with it as we headed from later this morning and on into the afternoon. So plenty of sunshine to enjoy right now and all the way through sunset. The skies will stay mainly clear as we head on into the night here tonight. Temperatures around the region, too, awfully nice. 59 degrees. So, again, we still could squeak out 60 as we head for our official high of the day. But as of right now, the high is at 59. 55 in Glens Falls is your current temperature. That's also the case over in the Pittsfield. There are some 60s as you head a little farther down onto the south. So your forecast as we roll on into the overnight hours here tonight, things will stay pretty quiet out there. Nice night to be out and about doing whatever through the overnight hours. Just a few spotty clouds around. That'll be the case for your morning commute. As we head deeper into the afternoon, some higher clouds will start to spill in. Those clouds will be thickening up once we get beyond about 5 o'clock tomorrow night. So for tonight, though, 34 degrees, mostly clear, just a light breeze out of the northwest. For the day tomorrow, mid-50s with some morning sunshine, just a few afternoon clouds, a little bit on the breezy side. And then as we head into Friday and Saturday, things a bit unsettled, a little cooler, some scattered showers, a breeze, 51 and 46 respectively. Salvage a nice second half of the weekend, 53. And then once we get into the middle of next week, things look to cool off again, such as April. No big snowstorms in sight.
That's what I was going to say. But what do you mean by cool off? I mean, 48?
How about 41 for a high a week from today? So we can do that. We've been dealing with a lot worse the last 5 months. We can do it.